Hello children, welcome back. In the last class, we have discussed about the types of primary memory like RAM and ROM. So we have learned the functions of RAM and the functions of ROM as well. So today we are going to discuss about the secondary memory, and here are some of the examples of secondary memory like say hard disk drive, solid state drive, compact discs like say CD, DVD, Blu-ray discs, floppy disks, magnetic tape, and say the flash drive or what we call as a pen drive. So let us begin. So basically a secondary device or a memory, it is of two types. One is fixed devices and another is removable devices. So those devices that are fixed inside the CPU cabinet, we call it as a fixed devices. Suppose say hard disk drive, CD or DVD drive, these are fixed inside the CPU cabinet. So we call this as a fixed device. And some of the devices like say pen drive, Blu-ray discs, and it's a memory card. So we can transfer the data to and fro from the device and we can remove it. So we call this as a removable devices. Okay, so let us start. Now if you go to the figure, these are some of the storage devices. Okay, so why do we need a external memory? We need an external memory because the data that is stored in the external memory are permanent and they come in different storage capacity, so we need a external memory. Okay, so it is also known as secondary or auxiliary memory. Auxiliary means external, so it is used to store the information for a longer time because the data stored in the secondary devices are permanent and it is not lost. The data stored in the external memory is not lost even when the power is turned on. Now why the external memory is essential? Because in the last class we have also learned that the internal memory like say RAM and ROM, they have a limited storage capacity. They does not contain a huge storage capacity, and beside the data stored are permanent. That is why we need a external memory. Okay, so some common examples of secondary storage devices are like say hard disks, some of the optical disks like say CD, DVD, and pen drive. Now let us start with a hard disk. So here is the figure of the hard disks, and I have showed the hard disks on both the side. Okay, and we can also call it as a magnetic disk. Why? The data stored in the hard disks are in with the help of a magnet. Okay, and it is the main storage medium for a computer because all the data that we store inside the computers are stored inside the hard disks, and it is fixed inside the CPU and it holds the large amount of data. That is why we can also call it as a fixed device. Now if you see another figure here, so you can see the round metallic discs or what we can also call it as a platter. Okay, so the data are stored in the hard disks in this platter, and this platter are arranged one after the another, means one above the other in a form of a stack. Okay, so it is made up of multiple disks which are further made up of hard platters of metal. So you can see in the figure here, this hard disks or a hard metal disc, we can call it as a platter, and you can see that these platters are arranged one above the other. Okay, in a form of a disc, and the data is recorded on the both side of the disc. And hard disks can store up to 2 TB to 5 TB of data. So when we have discussed about the primary memory, at that time we have gone through different measuring units, right from the byte to say kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, and so on. Okay, so a hard disk can store till 5 TB. TB means terabytes of data. Now the next is a very common disk, that is CD or what we call it as a compact disk. So all of you are very much aware of this image. Okay, this is a CD-ROM, that is compact disc read-only memory, and we can also call it as an optical storage device. Why? Because the data is stored inside the device. These devices are in the with the help of a light. So that is why we call it as an optical storage devices. So a CD is a thin, shiny and circular disc. You can see that it is very thin, it is shiny, as well as it is circular. But the thing is that CD can hold only up to 700 MB of data. Means it can hold the data up to 700 megabytes, and it measures 4.7 inches in a diameter. Generally, we use the CD to hold the text, say graphic, images, the photos, pictures, videos, and songs. Okay, and if you want to access the data from the CD, we need a CD-ROM drive. Okay, you need to have a CD drive if you want to access the data from the CD, and it is located in the front panel of a CPU box. So there are mainly three types of a CD. One is CD-DA. Next one is CDR, that is recordable, means you can record the CD, and CDR, that is rewritable, means if the CD already contain the data, again you can re-record the data in that CD. Now let us see the next one, that is DVD or digital versatile disc. So if you go through the figure here, you can see that the DVD is similar to CD, okay, but only the difference is in the storage capacity. That is, DVD can store more data than a CD. So this is also an optical storage device that store the data with the help of a light. So generally we use a DVD for recording the movies with the high videos and the sound quality. Why? Because it needs a much larger space. So if you want to access the data from a DVD, you need a special DVD drive. Now remember that you cannot play your DVD in a CD drive, but you can play the CD in a DVD drive. Okay, so as I've already said that it is similar to CD in shape and size, but it can store the data 6 times more than the CD. Suppose you can say that if a CD can store one movie, okay, because it holds the data of only 700 MB, but DVD can hold say 6 to 7 movie file. Okay, why? Because it has more storage capacity than the CD, means it can store the data in the form of a GB, that is gigabyte, from 4.1 GB to 17 GB of data it can hold. And just like the CD, DVD also has a three formats. One is DVD-ROM, another is DVD-R, that is recordable, and the next one is DVD-RW, that is rewritable, and we can also get the DVD in DL, that is double layer. Now the next one is a Blu-ray disc. Okay, so Blu-ray disc is similar to say a CD or a DVD. It is also a digital optical disc, but it can store more data than the DVD. That is, it can store 50 GB of data. Means in one Blu-ray disc you can hold up to say 20 to 40 movie clips. Okay, so its storage capacity is 5 times more than that of a DVD. So it looks similar to DVD or a CD, but you need a special say a Blu-ray drive, okay, Blu-ray disc drive to access the file from a Blu-ray disc. You cannot play the Blu-ray disc in a CD drive or a DVD drive. So we need a special Blu-ray disc drive to access the data for a Blu-ray disc. So these are basically used for playing the high definition movies like say PlayStation games and many more. It uses the blue violet laser. Okay, laser means a beam or ray to read and write the data. So it is known as a Blu-ray disc. Now the next one is flash drive. So you may be very much aware of this. We can call the flash drive as a pen drive, and it is very light, it is very portable. Nowadays everyone uses the pen drive because it is easy to carry. You can put it inside your pocket and you can transfer the file easily from the devices. It is also known as a pen drive. It is the most popular data backup devices nowadays. As I have said, it is small, it is lightweight, and a removable drive. Okay, so you can see the figure. You can put it in the USB port of the laptop, you can put it in the USB port of your desktops, okay, and transfer the data either from the device to the pen drive or from pen drive to device, and you can remove it. So we call it as a removable drive. So it is used for copying and moving the data from one computer to another. Now you can see that it comes in various storage capacity from say 2 GB to say till 1 TB, 1 terabyte of data can be stored in a pen drive according to their storage capacity. It is faster in accessing data and they are more reliable. Okay, and finally it is the memory card. So I don't need to say anything about the memory card. You can get the memory card from 4 GB to 128 GB. Okay, and basically we use the memory card in our smartphone, in our digital camera, because the internal storage capacity may not be large enough. So for that purpose, if you need to store the large amount of data, then we need a memory card. Okay, so these are also a portable device that are used in the mobile phones, digital cameras, music players. It can be easily removed or accessed by the computer. So you can see that we need a adapter, okay, that is a memory card adapter to read and write the memory. So these devices transfer the images and music files into the computer by using a memory card reader, or you can also call it as a memory card adapter, so that it need to be connected to the computer using a USB cable. But nowadays most of the laptops, they come with the inbuilt card reader port, so that is why we don't need a memory card adapter nowadays in a laptop, because their laptops, they already have a inbuilt card reader port. Okay, so this is all in today's video. So in this content we have learned about different say secondary storage devices, some of them like the fixed devices and some as a removable devices. Okay, so this is all in this video. Thank you, children.